Hi, welcome back to Herbal Buddies Pharmacy. I'm Dr. Tamitha Davis. Today I want to kind of share with you my autoimmune condition, how I was able to put it in remission, and the causes of it being reactivated. Okay, so a little backstory of my autoimmune condition. In my late teens, early 20s, I started to developing these symptoms. I didn't know what they were. I've gone to various different doctors, cardiologists mainly, and they hooked me up to Holter monitors, they hooked me up to EKGs, all the works, blood work, everything came back completely normal, and they kind of chalked it up as just being an anxiety panic issue. Fast forward into my mid-20s, about 26, 27 years old, I started having other symptoms that came along with what I was experiencing, with the heart palpitations and things like that. And they became alarming for me, so I had gone back to my doctor, and again, they said it's just part of anxiety, blah, 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 blah. Here, take this medication and you'll feel better, and I did not feel better. Finally, in 2009, 2011, somewhere in there between 2009 and 2011, I had gone to a different doctor and was explaining, I wrote down every single symptom I was having, took it in there, and they said, well, you know what, I want to send you to a neurologist instead of a cardiologist. So I went to a neurologist. They did this thing called a tilt table test, and they said, well, you have what we call POTS. POTS is like a dysautonomia, and it stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Basically, it's where you have a fast heart rate. When you stand up, your blood pressure kind of fluctuates up and down. You'll have like dizzy spells and a whole plethora of other symptoms, which I'm going to go over the symptoms that I was experiencing. The main symptom that most people with POTS have is the heart palpitations and a fluctuating blood pressure, but there are other symptoms that come along with having POTS, and then I'll explain to you why some of these symptoms that you may be experiencing if you have POTS. I want to go to say that just because I'm a doctor, I'm not your doctor, and this is not a diagnosis, so if you're experiencing these symptoms, or you may think that you have POTS, you really need to talk to your doctor to get a proper diagnosis. So the main symptom I had started feeling back in my late teens, early 20s was just a very fast heart rate, and I would wake up in the middle of the night having a full-blown panic attack. My heart would beat so hard it would actually rock me, and my head would kind of bump the back of the headboard, and I could hear my heartbeat in my ears. Also, my heart was doing a skipping, what I would describe as skipping, like a beat, 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 skip, beat, 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 skip. And it would do it for a long period of time, like days, and then I would have a break. And so that was my very first symptom that I started noticing. So I'm just going to quickly go through these other symptoms that I was experiencing. Now, I didn't experience all these symptoms at one time, but over a course of a month or so, I did experience them off and on of different symptoms, some more combination, but yeah, this is pretty much my whole life from mid-20s until my mid to late 30s. So the first one, like I had mentioned, was the heart palpitations, hearing my heartbeat at nighttime, having a sinking feeling, so it just kept feeling like I was just sinking and just feel like I was just being pushed down. I had this inner vibration, just feel like my whole body inside. You know how you've been to one of those things where you put your feet on it and it vibrates, and afterwards you feel like you were still vibrating? That's kind of the feeling that I was having on the inside. I couldn't complete my yawn, so it's I would try to yawn, but I couldn't get that relaxing, yawn, at the end. Or I was also sighing a lot, just trying to get that relaxing breath in. It was very hard for me to do that. I was having tingling in my hands and in my feet. In the middle of the night when I was asleep, I'd have this surge of energy right here, and I would just wake up and it's just electric, just shooting. I was okay, am I having a heart attack? This panic, of course, it sent me into a panic attack, but it's just this weird, was injected with something just right in the pit, right there by your sternum. Hard for me to focus my eyes. Sometimes I feel like I was going cross-eyed. Like, I know I look up close a lot, like if I'm doing crocheting or on my phone and I'm looking off in a distance, it's like hard for my eyes to focus on something. And it was just like things were kind of distorted a little bit. I have very poor night vision, especially when it's raining. I have astigmatism, and so every light looks like a star, and it's just like beaming off of everything. So that was an issue. Also, I blink a lot. And it's hard for me to like just stay looking. I have like floaters, just stay focused on something because they kind of get my visual distraction, and then I just have to constantly just be moving my eyes because I feel like I can't focus. So that was, you know, an issue of just like moving and blinking a lot. Like I'll just kind of do that. Like if you see some of my videos, I'm just like, I'm not batting my eyes at you. It's just that my eyes I blinked a lot. A lump in my throat. It felt like I just had like this glob there. So I've actually had that since I was a kid, just constantly trying to clear my throat. And I choke very easily. So if I'm drinking water, I'll just start coughing like it really went down the wrong pipe. Ringing in my ears, hearing the heartbeat in my ears, hard to sit still, very fidgety. So when I'm trying to sit like on an airplane or if I'm at church or something, I'm always constantly shifting. I can't sit still. OCD, tired very easily, out of breath easily. So if I'm just walking, I feel like I just can't get my breath or that nice relaxing breath after, you know, you stop for a minute. Hot and cold intolerant. Can't stand to be hot. Can't stand to be cold. I get cold very easily. Then I'll get hot very easily. Dandruff, oh my gosh, big flakes of dandruff just everywhere. Startle easily, so if like something falls and I'm like what was that? You know, like most people, they're just like, oh, what was that? Then they just kind of get over it. But to me, it's like I just go panic, full panic. Feeling like I'm being rushed, like somebody's behind me, like hurry, 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 get it done. And I just feel like I'm just always rushing, and it just takes my breath away. Cry easy. I get very emotional. You know, like I'll be looking at something that's, you know, most people don't think is overly sad, but I just like go to the extreme with things. When I start having these symptoms, I get very overwhelmed with a lot of the symptoms, and it makes me cry. The racing heart, I already mentioned that. I'll just get like the heart palpitations, leg cramps at night, restless legs, just like I just can't. Part of also that not being able to sit still, very fidgety, hard to find words. I'll be looking at something like, okay, I know that that's a bottle, I know what's in it, I know what it's used for, but just trying to find the word that it is, or just when I'm trying to say something, I'm like, and then I'll just completely blank out. Forgetfulness, that's part of that. I know some people will be like in the kitchen or in the living room, they'll go to the kitchen and go get something, and as soon as they go in there, like, what did I come in here for? I have that like pretty frequently. Easily irritated, heavy legs, dragging of my feet. So it just kind of feels like my legs just like weigh a ton, like there's bricks in them, so I'm dragging my feet. Hard to concentrate and stay focused on something. I get sick very easy. I'm coming off of a cold right now. I had to pause the video because I was coughing. But it's like I'm the first one to get sick and the last one to get better. And it's like this winter, I got sick like 5 times. Usually I'm like one and done, but yeah, this time, oh my gosh. Hurt under my tongue. So if I go for like a long walk, or if I'm walking uphill or walking upstairs, underneath my tongue will start throbbing and it hurts. Panic attacks. That's like on the regular. Tingling sensation like in my body, like when I'm having a panic attack, it's like just up here, and then it'll just start going down my whole entire body. Just kind of get this tingling sensation, dreadfulness, fear of impending doom. That's kind of along with the panic attacks. Weird sensation in my teeth, like with the whole body vibration thing. Sometimes it feels like my teeth are like vibrating, and I'm constantly like touching my teeth, and I can like feel like my tongue touching my teeth, or my teeth can feel my tongue touching them. It's a very weird sensation. Craving sugar, not feeling like I'm in reality. It feels like if I'm moving my hand, like, okay, I can see me moving my hand, I know I'm moving my hand, but it's almost like I'm like in the background seeing another person. it's like I'm like trying to operate a car. I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm just in reality. It's like almost like if you play one of those virtual reality games. It's kind of like that feeling sensation. Heartburn, acid reflux, get that pretty frequently. I get like this popping, like I'll bend back like that, and that's probably poor posture and just whatever. But my sternum would just hurt really bad. And whenever that's happening, I got like a lot of the acid reflux. Feeling off balance, I feel like I'm going to fall to my right mainly. I'll stagger. That can kind of come along with the heavy legs and dragging my feet. Feeling like I'm still moving once I've stopped. So if I'm in a car and I'm driving, or if I'm walking for any more than like 10, 15 minutes at a time, as soon as I stop, I still feel like that motion. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, I'm not moving, but I still have that sensation that I'm moving. Stiffness, my body just hurts and stiff everywhere. I feel like there's something neurologically wrong with me. Stumble easy, hard to fall asleep, vivid dreams and nightmares. I dream in color, and my dreams are very, very detailed, and I can remember all of that. A head rush, like sometimes if I'm bending over, I stand up, it's like everything kind of goes dark and then it comes back light. Or I feel like I'm just, when I'm just sitting still, it just feels like I'm moving like this all over the place. Very weird. And rosacea, so I'll get like that little butterfly rash, and then every now and again I'll break out with pimples and stuff like that. But that's pretty much the symptoms that I've had. So what did I do previously to help put all this into remission? I actually started my career path because I was desperate to find, what is happening to me? Why am I having all these crazy symptoms? And I go to the doctor and they're just saying anxiety. Now, I do understand that some of these symptoms that I described to you is a part of having anxiety or a panic disorder. But I felt like there's more to it because a lot of these symptoms, with me having them, I would actually start having anxiety.